Hey guys, Troy here. So I'm sitting here editing the episode, and I noticed that some of the audio got really messed up. Um, we started talking about Chris Evans being people's sexiest man of the year, and the audio started getting a little weird. It doesn't stay like that. It does fix itself after that story, but during that story, the audio is pretty messed up. So I just want to give you a heads up there. I had to cut out an entire story we did because the audio was so bad, but I wanted to leave that story in because I think that discussion is actually pretty funny and pretty entertaining. So, just want to give you all a heads up. Other than that, enjoy the episode. And welcome to World War G. I'm Troy.
Guys, I want you to meet a really good friend of mine. This is Troy.
I'm AJ.
Your name's just letters. You suck, AJ.
How's your week been?
It's been pretty dang good.
Yeah?
Yeah, not too bad. I don't know, the week kind of flew by, and all of a sudden it's Sunday, and it's like, oh yeah.
Wish I could say the same. Wish I could say my week's been great.
It's been dragging on.
Well, it's the issues I have in my back.
Yeah. Don't get old, kids.
That makes for long work days.
Oh,
when
I'm
you're
sure.
in pain.
Yeah. You're just like, everything just kind of...
And it's not even that I'm getting old.
Yeah.
It's just that I have very limited space in my spine, and so I get bulging discs. Ugh.
Left and right.
Yeah. And it's in the very base of my spine, right before like my pelvic bone, like right in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's pushing on nerves going down my legs.
Oh, sciatic nerve pain kind of a deal, yeah. I had that because I did have a bulging disc. Well, I had one for a while, and they eventually had to do surgery on it.
Yeah.
So
I'm popping pills left and right. I'm stretching. I'm doing the massager. I've got a heating pad.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Ugh.
One thing that you haven't tried,
Going
though?
to the chiropractor.
I know what will make it feel better. Little Debbie's Christmas tree cake ice cream.
Well, I think it's time then for how does it taste?
How does that taste? How does that taste? How does it taste?
Oh, shit.
Solid.
Best fucking segue.
Solid segue.
Thank you.
Solid segue. Oh, crap.
They were solidly melted. Like, I have my freezer set pretty... Oh, damn. Yeah.
Okay. We're still good.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
As Rhett and Link would say, we're still good.
So, I came across this ice cream. Well, online. They just kind of like posted about it, and it was going to be coming out exclusively at Walmart. Right at the 1st of November, because nobody celebrates Thanksgiving anymore.
Right.
They go right into Christmas.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is a chump holiday.
Especially with the prices of turkeys.
That's right. Yeah, this is Little Debbie Christmas Tree Cakes Ice Cream.
As far as Little Debbie products go, this is probably in my top 5.
Well, we have a history with Little Debbie products.
We do. We've tried all of them.
Yeah.
Including their ice cream. Or no, not their ice cream. Their cereal.
Yes, cereal. Okay.
Immediately, okay, so with these Christmas tree treats, they've got the frosting on the outside. They've got 2 layers of cake, and they've got like a strawberry in the middle of it.
Oh, there's chunks of the
cake.
Of the cake.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty tasty. It's weird. It's like this top layer, for some reason, got really melty.
Yeah.
But once you break through that, it's solid down there. Okay.
Oh, that's got a cake chunk. And some sprinkles, too.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
See, my one gripe with it is I don't know if I'd be able to polish off a pint just in one go. I don't know. Because it really does taste like frosting ice cream. It's like vanilla, but it's a little bit sweeter.
Yeah. Yeah, while we record, I'll probably just sit here and...
I mean, well, it's going to melt,
polish off, yeah. Yeah, it's either that or just let it melt into goo. So I might as well just sit here and eat it. No, yeah, that's really good. If, and you said this is exclusively at Walmart?
Yeah. The one person that I saw posting about it online, they don't have any Walmarts near them. They're out of the country. And he was just like, if anybody wants to send me some.
Well, yours barely made it from your house to mine, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it would do overseas.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like those. Man, it's nice that it has the little pieces of cake.
Yeah.
In the mix.
We got the little sprinkles in there.
Strawberry,
vanilla. Yeah. That's good. And most of the time, I've noticed that these seasonal ice creams, like, they're okay.
Right.
But it seems like the companies just hurry and throw them out.
Rush it, yeah.
Yeah. So they're not the best, but that one's really good.
I know they've been talking about this one for like months that it's coming out. And so they've kind of had some time to work around with it.
Does this come out every year, or is this the first year?
First year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure how long it'll be. I imagine it would stick around until after Christmas.
Right.
But
yeah, that's so out of 5 Christmas tree cakes, what are you giving it?
I think I'm at a 3.5. It's pretty good.
I was gonna say a 4. So,
okay.
Yeah. Definitely run out and get that.
They had it right in the front. Little freezers, like the end cap. What are they called?
It's an end cap.
Is it an end cap? Okay.
Yeah.
Those end cap freezers.
So we call it in the biz. In the supermarket biz.
Yeah, those end cap freezers. It was right there, right up in the front. They only had about 10 of them. So I'm like, yoink, yoink.
All right, let's get to then, I don't have any cool segue for this one. Let's get to Troy's Toys.
Now it's time for Troy's Toys.
So I went down to, where was this? Was this Walgreens? CVS? One of the two. I think it was CVS. What's that one on the corner down here on 12th?
It is CVS.
CVS? Okay, that's one I was at. So, for those who don't know, you can get really like exclusive action figures at CVS and Walgreens that you can't find anywhere else. Like, companies will just send figures to those stores.
Seriously?
Yeah. Like, there are some, like Marvel Legends, you cannot get anywhere but CVS or Walgreens.
You really don't think of that
don't?
You think of action figures, right? I'm thinking of, like, go there, get your prescription, get a couple other random things, call it good.
Yeah. Get, like, a bottle of water and, like, a ice scraper. Yeah.
Oh, nope. It is Walgreens. My bad.
Oh, is it Walgreens?
It is, yeah.
They're basically the same store.
1208 Washington Boulevard.
So I went down there. I was looking around. And I saw these 2 Overwatch figures. Now, first I just saw this McCree figure.
Right.
And I was going to get him because I do play McCree quite a bit.
He's your go-to? He's your main?
No, he's not my main. My main is Diva.
Oh, okay.
That's one I play the most. But I do play McCree every once in a while because I like the 6-shooter that he uses. So I saw him, but then I saw... So here's that figure.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's not bad, right?
Spot on, yeah.
Yeah. Then I saw this figure of Zarya. Now, Zarya, I never play.
Right. I jokingly said as soon as I came in here, I was just like, "Oh, you got action figures of you and the GF."
Mhm. I said that's why I got this figure,
yeah,
because she reminds me of the GF.
she's got the same hair.
Same hair, yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I got this one, and she's a pretty hefty figure too.
Right, and that's what I was also talking about is if they kept everything on scale with all the other characters from Overwatch, Winston would be ginormous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, what is it, Roadhog?
Roadhog, yeah, that or that little hamster that's in that big ball. Forgot his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, he's got the gun. Pulled the gun out. Yeah, they're solid figures. And they're very very close to the game. Like the colors are very bright.
Yeah,
they're not muted. Yeah, they're pretty spot on.
I even like on this belt. It's pretty thick. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they put some plastic into this.
yeah, yeah. And so they came with some accessories. I already threw them in the accessories tote, but they came with a couple extra hands. I think that's all they came with.
I like that you've got the chest part that actually like moves separate and then you've got the waist that also like moves.
Yep.
And
Same with this figure too.
Even with their head, it can go back and forth, like up and down a little bit.
Yeah, so they're solid figures, solid sculpts.
Sorry, I feel weird playing with your girlfriend.
I don't.
Hey, I'm gonna pose her in. So.
Yeah, they're solid sculpts. Like I said, the colors are really pop on them.
Dang, he can even do like the splits practically.
Yeah.
That's it.
The articulation's really good on these figures.
Yeah.
So yeah, the likeness is really good. So I'm probably like a 4.
Okay, so you had a couple of different criteria, right?
Yeah, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just gonna do 4 across the board.
Okay.
I think it's like articulation, playability.
I would have to say articulation though, dude. That's at a 5. Like,
Articulation's really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dang impressive.
Her joints are a little stiff, like in the knees. Got to work on those, but yeah. So I'm giving them 4s across the board. I got these on sale because I don't think anybody was buying them. I got them for like $13 each. I think normally they'd probably be around 24.
Oh, probably, yeah.
20,
for sure.
24, yeah.
Oh, nice. The gun even fits right in the holster.
I know.
That's pretty legit. That's way cool.
And that's the first thing I always check if a character has a holster and a gun. I always check, see if it fits in there.
Right.
Yeah, and that one fits really well. So yeah, I'll take pictures of those and I'll post them up on our social media so you can check them out.
You'll have to do a side-by-side
of the GF.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
That'd be a good cosplay for her.
Right? No, like legit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, you could definitely pull off him as well.
Yeah.
That would take quite a bit of you'd have to get like a holster, kind of a hat.
I was gonna say if I was into cosplay.
You've done a couple of cosplays.
I have. I've done store-bought cosplay. I haven't made my own.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, some of those guys that like do it from scratch, it's ridiculous how much time and effort, and they're looking for like specific pieces to make it look authentic and
do like vacuum form molds and
oh yeah.
It's just too much. I'll just buy the costume. All right, let's get into This Week in Geek.
This weekend.
Geek.
So, we talked about, I don't know if it was last week or a couple weeks ago, I think it's been a couple weeks, that Chris Pratt is going to be the voice of Mario.
Right.
In the new animated Mario Brothers film. Well...
And he kind of like dropped that little... that post where I think it was on Twitter or maybe it was on Instagram where he's like, "It's a me, a Mario." Yeah.
That's not gonna be the voice. We're gonna work on that.
We've been working on it for a while.
Yeah.
So has he also been like working on the voice of Garfield
Well,
for like months?
yeah. And that's the thing. Apparently, Chris Pratt is also going to voice Garfield in a new upcoming movie. Get ready for more news about Chris Pratt. Pratt to voice Garfield. Sony Pictures will release this film from Alcon Entertainment worldwide. Sorry, it's Nerdist, and Nerdist when they write their article, they don't write to the.
No, they stretch it out.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot to say. Got like 2 lines of actual content they wanted to know about.
Yeah.
Then like they've got the release date, or it's going to start filming around this time, and then they've got like a little clip.
It's got to be like Kate, by the way.
Oh.
The Hollywood Reporter Pratt.
Well, Bill Murray's still alive. And
I wouldn't think.
after like Zombieland, kind of like poked fun at it. Any regrets in life?
Yeah, I don't. But I mean, Chris Pratt, when he did Lego Movie, he was good in that because he's basically just being himself.
Right.
And everything he's been in, he's basically being himself. Like, I don't see him putting on like a. So maybe for like Garfield, maybe that'll work. For him kind of being kind of smug, kind of sarcastic. Self that he plays, like, take Star-Lord and like his attitude, Garfield. You know, like, I can almost see that.
Yeah.
But I still can't see Mario.
See, I think like from one Ghostbuster to another, I would like Paul Rudd. Right? That to me, I think could do a much better job.
Paul Rudd would be really good.
Yeah, right?
Maybe even like Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen would be.
Yeah, he could definitely pull it off. I mean, he wouldn't have to do like much changing with his voice.
Yeah.
Just keep
And
it the
that's
same.
the thing for me. Garfield always seems like he has that kind of very relaxed, you know, monotone voice. Like, you know, he hates Mondays, hates. Like, he's just over it.
Right.
Right? That's how I've always thought of Garfield. Just over it.
Who is the original character or voice actor for Garfield?
Renzo Music.
And he's still going strong, right?
No, he's dead.
Damn. R.I.P.
So here's a weird thing.
Who took over? Like, typically somebody takes over, though, right?
Well, Lorenzo Music did cartoon.
Yeah.
And then you didn't see Garfield again really till the movies that Bill Murray did. But here's a weird thing. So Bill Murray was in Ghostbusters, right?
Right.
Peter Venkman.
Yeah.
Then they had the animated Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters. Peter Venkman was talked by Lorenzo Music.
Okay.
Lorenzo Music does Garfield, and then the movie Garfield is Bill Murray.
Dang.
Weird.
Whoa. There's some connections.
Weird
to
crossover there.
Yeah.
But and we'll get more into our feelings about Chris Pratt in the DLC. So
Well, okay.
stay tuned for that.
So Chris Pratt, I think like if he bombs at being Mario, like, do you think they'd cut him off the project of Garfield?
No, chances are he's probably already either voiced the role already or he's currently working on it.
Okay. So it's going to happen one way or another.
Yeah. Because, I mean, an animated movie takes so long to do, and the voice track is like the first thing that gets done.
I'm still not 100% sold on these live-action movies with animated characters. Well, the first one that kind of like turned me away from it was Yogi Bear, right? And I know I've seen like Sonic, and it was pretty decent.
Sonic wasn't bad,
No,
but the Smurfs was hot garbage.
yeah. I'm sorry, Neil Patrick Harris. I
It
love you
was-
in most of your projects that you do, but yeah.
It was hot Smurfing garbage.
Whoa, watch your Smurfing language, right? But it's really hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
Another one that I hated was the Tom and Jerry one. Like,
I steered clear of that nonsense.
It had a couple of redeeming qualities and a couple of moments that were decent, but for the most part, it was another pile of hot garbage.
I mean, I never liked Tom and Jerry to begin with.
Yeah, I got a free Redbox code. I wasn't like going out of my way to see it.
Sure.
No, actually, no. It was on HBO Max,
Oh, okay.
so didn't have to pay a dime for it. Not even pay for that subscription.
Take that, Tom and Jerry.
Ha! But I'm just not completely sold because I hate when it looks fake. And it's weird because I love movies like Jurassic Park where they're interacting with these ginormous puppets, but they look realistic. And it kind of like fits into that whole thing, and I buy into that a lot easier than believing that you're actually talking a ginormous part. And all I can see is just the person, like, whenever you see these characters, all I can see is a person dressed in a green suit that's like pretending to be in that spot. So they have like somewhere to look.
Well, and the difference is when they're cartoon characters, we're so used to seeing them in the cartoon world.
Right.
Right, so we bring them out into the real world, like, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Like, why is there cartoons in the real world? That doesn't make any sense.
Especially when you see, like, you'll see Garfield, but then you'll also see regular house pets.
Yeah.
So he's the only fucking one that's, like, changed?
He's this strange cartoon, weird talking cat. There's, like, real cats and dogs around. Like, it doesn't make fucking...
Do you think they would have Odie be a real dog? Or will he be animated as well?
From what I can gather, I think this whole movie's animated.
Oh, okay.
I think. Like, I don't think it said any different in the article.
Okay.
What I read.
See, that to me would be a little bit like...
It's the way to go, yeah.
Right. Yep. I just love live action.
Yeah, I walked out of Smurfs.
Really?
I walked out.
Dang. There's not many movies that you've ever walked out on, right? Like, you've sat through a lot of shit.
I've sat through some hot Smurfing garbage.
Yeah, but that was where you...
That one, I'm like, nope.
Popped up here. Oh, there we go. So, what is it? Oh, yeah. Eternals just recently dropped, and it has not been getting good praise. Now, I mean, you guys have all heard my feelings with, like, Rotten Tomatoes, but this one, I think they might be onto something.
By the way, this will be our first of, like, 18 Eternals stories that we have in This Week in Geek. So
Yeah.
be prepared.
Sit down, enjoy the ride. It'll be great.
Rotten.
Rotten Tomatoes has given this movie it's sitting at a 59% as far as like critics go.
Right.
And that's the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score like the Marvel and the MCU has ever gotten. The next closest one was Thor: Dark World, which was back in 2013, and that got a 66%.
What's the audience score on it? Does it say?
It does not. I can just pull it up though. But I've always been a little skeptical, and I'll still see the movie no matter what. I don't care what the Rotten Tomatoes score is.
Sure.
If I want to see the movie, I'm going to see it. But now it makes me a little bit more like tentative.
Oh, it's dropped.
Really?
It's at the reviewer score is at 48%.
Oh, damn. Okay.
The audience score's at 81.
Okay.
So that's quite a difference.
Yeah, that's like 40% difference.
Yeah. Wow. All right. And I saw it, so I'll be giving my review here at the end.
Do you think there's like perhaps like a hint? Do you think there's a little bit of truth to this this score, or are they being kind of harsh too on it?
No, it's fair. It's fair.
That's so weird to me that there's such a big, drastic jump. And I get that there's fans that are going to give it a better review,
sure.
Right? That are more like, or kind of have those Marvel tinted, roses tinted glasses.
Right. Well, the masses are asses. We all know that.
Right. But that's a significant jump. It's usually like within like 10, 20 points, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, usually it's not that big of a difference. That's true.
Do you feel like this is probably... Well, I mean, I guess you'll get into it later with your review, but is there one that's pretty on par or pretty close that you think deserves more of like a 40%?
Yeah.
Oh, of one of the other Marvel movies?
Yeah. And I'll get into it.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't want to blow my wad just yet. I can't count how many times I've said that. So, speaking of Eternals, like I said, we have several stories about the Eternals. Who are these people? Who are the Eternals? And what are their powers?
I was kind of wondering this. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know too much about them.
Me neither. I didn't either. So, there's a bunch. There's like, I think there's 10 Eternals altogether.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
So, and that's one of the problems. But we'll get to it. So, let's run these down. First one, Ajak, played by Selma Hayek. The leader of the Eternals, Ajak can heal herself and others, plus she has the ability to contact Arishem, one of the Celestials who created them. She serves as the mother figure of the group and makes most major decisions, even if they go against what the Celestials order. So, number 2, we have Cersei, played by Gemma Chan. Cersei is a quintessential superhero. Even though she has no reason to, she cares deeply about the humans of Earth. She can manipulate inanimate objects, like turning a rock into water or even a bus into a flurry of rose petals. Number 3, Icarus, played by Richard Madden. One of the more powerful members of the Eternals, Icarus can not only fly, but shoots laser beams out of his eyes. He's a Superman who always wants to play by the rules. Out of the Eternals, he's the most serious and doesn't share the same love for humans that Cersei.
He kind of looks at him like, and
yeah, they're just, yeah. Also, Richard Madden, by the way, you'll know as Robb Stark from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
It's cool because Kit Harington's also in it.
Yeah.
And they share one scene together, and I was giddy. Like, hey! It's Rob and John! And I think they put that scene in there just for that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Number 4, Sprite, played by Leah Q. Although she's just as old as the other Eternals, Sprite was created with the appearance of a child. Similar to Loki, she can create lifelike illusions of herself and others. In the comics, Sprite is more like a Shakespearean Puck, a trickster who enjoys pranking humans and other Eternals. In a way, even more similar to the god of mischief. Number 5, Fastus, played by Brian Tyree Henry. In our opinion, one of the most interesting Eternals, Fastus is the inventor of the and even helps humans perform technological advancements for society. And although it has nothing to do with its powers, Fastus is also, besides Loki, the first canonically gay superhero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 6, Kingo, played by Kumail Nanjiani. A fun-loving, wisecracking Eternal, Kingo can shoot cosmic energy out of his hand. It's pretty similar to, say, Captain Marvel, to be honest. Played by the hilarious Kumail Nanjiani, Kingo serves as a more comical member of the group, and is also pretty close to Sprite. Number 7, Gilgamesh, played by Don Lee. Imagine if a boxer was a superhero. That's Gilgamesh. One of the most powerful Eternals when it comes to hand-to-hand combat and strength. In comics, Gilgamesh is also known as the Forgotten One. He even calls himself an Avenger. Number 8, Athena, played by Angelina Jolie. No, not the goddess of war. Athena has the ability to conjure up weapons and is a skilled and agile warrior. In her original comic origin, Eternals number 5, she's created in the image of Athena and is often mistaken for the goddess herself. Number 9, Druig, played by Barry Kagan. If you didn't know he was a member of the Eternals, you might mistake Druig for a villain. With the ability to control minds, plus a quiet, distant personality, Druig doesn't exactly scream good guy. Still, he's committed to keeping humans safe, even though he doesn't like the violence they inflict on one another.
He can control their minds, but like
Number 10, McCree, played by Lauren Ridloff. The first deaf superhero in the MCU, McCree is basically the Flash. She has super speed, vibrations, and the earth. In the comics, McCree is originally a man. Is often likened to the Greek god Hermes. There you go.
The Eternals in a nutshell. Well, they were originally created, back in
1970s
70s?
by Jack Kirby.
It's so weird to me that there's so many of these characters that I've never even heard of, really heard of or known about.
I knew of the Eternals, I know of the group, but I didn't know their names, I didn't know the powers, they were just never on my radar.
Does it seem a little would it have been a little bit better had they had not all of the Eternals there in the first movie? Mm-hmm. Right?
That's one of my biggest complaints.
Okay, but the way that they had it set up initially in the first phase of the MCU is you do all these standalone movies. Not necessarily, they wouldn't have to do a standalone movie. I don't care if they have smaller team-up groups or something to kind of mix it up a little bit, but have a couple other people mix it in there before. They've never had that many people in one movie right off the get-go.
Right.
The next closest one to that would be Avenger, right?
Yeah. What they should have done is looked at how Justice League did, be like, let's not do that.
Right.
But granted, they did it better.
Right.
But still. Too many characters.
That you don't really care about. You don't get, because they don't have enough screen time to actually care about them.
Yeah, you don't care about them.
Yeah.
You don't get emotionally involved. Exactly.
This isn't quite as old, but High C Coolers are making a return for the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie. High C Ecto Coolers remains the stuff of legend, and it's still a huge collector's item ever since it debuted back in the late 80s. Mm-hmm. So for the upcoming Ghostbusters Afterlife movie, they are going to be bringing it back. But it doesn't look like, from the article, it didn't say it was going to be dropped at Walmart or any of these other stores. It's going to be just at the theaters.
Really?
Yeah, it's unfortunately, it doesn't High C is planning on putting Ecto out store shelves again. Ghostbusters drink apparently rolled out solely for the promotional events relating to Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Huh.
I think that's a big mistake.
That is a mistake.
Right? You know how many people would go... Well, what you could do... You know how they did for the Pokemon movie? How they gave everybody a card if you were the first week you saw it?
Yeah.
Give everybody one of these.
Yeah.
Right? Make it a collector's item. Make it... or sell it in stores and make a shit ton of money.
Sure.
It would do well. Especially since this movie looks like it's going to do well.
Ecto Cooler started in the 1960s as High Seas Citrus Cooler,
Right.
till being rebranded in 87 as a promotional drink for the real Ghostbusters tie-in cartoon series. Huh. I'm sure I've had Ecto Cooler in my life, like when I was a kid, but I don't remember it at all.
I remember it. It was delicious.
Maybe I have to track it down.
See if you can't find a bottle.
Yeah, see if we can't find some.
We can do like a taste test on
Mhm.
those. Yeah.
Go to some of the bigger theaters around here and see if maybe they have it once the movie comes out.
Ooh, similar to like what we did with the, what was it, the Pepsi? What was the one that we got at Comic-Con that we were able to get a score
Dr.
to?
Pepper.
Oh, Dr. Pepper, that's right, yeah. Do like that, see if we couldn't score on one. Maybe you still got some Megaplex connections? Perhaps?
Yeah. I think those are kind of dried up.
Walker Cinema?
Nope, that's dried up too.
Damn.
I have no
What
theater.
the hell?
I have no
You're
theater.
dead to me, Troy.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm useless now.
You had all these great, awesome connections.
I did. But then, nobody works at a movie theater forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Just like no one can be the sexiest man alive forever.
I beg to differ.
Chris Evans scoops People's Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for 2021. Chris Evans has landed People Magazine's coveted Sexiest Man Alive cover. The Knives Out hunk was originally slated to take the mantle last year, but insiders tell us that bosses thought it was better to wait a year after he accidentally uploaded a picture of his penis online.
How did I not hear about this?
How have I not seen this?
Yeah. What the hell? I want to see Mjolnir.
I may have to go check it out after we record. Evans, who will voice Buzz Lightyear in Pixar's upcoming Toy Story spinoff, will be unveiled on the cover of People next week. So, that's part of that. Now, what I want to do, I have a list here of every sexiest man that has been on the cover since it started in 1985.
All right.
Now, I'm not going to have you name every one, but I want to see how many you can get since the year 2010. So for about the last decade.
Okay.
All right, so hang on. Let me get there. Okay. 2010. And just, you don't have to say 2010 this person, 2010 this person. You can just, throw out names.
Okay. Hugh Jackman?
Let's see. Hugh Jackman.
I know he's been on that.
No. Good guess, but no.
What?
I'm surprised.
Right?
No Hugh Jackman.
I was thinking, around the Wolverine kind of phase.
Yeah. I would have thought so too.
Yeah. Dang. Any other, just keep throwing out some guesses?
Go ahead.
Perhaps? No, because, James Bond, the first one, well, it was, Casino Royale was 2008, right?
2006.
2006. Oh, Quantum of Solace was 2008. Yeah, I'm gonna go with James Bond.
No.
What?
Nope.
Those baby blue eyes, dude.
I know. Hey, look.
Especially when he's walking out of the water.
Hey,
that scene.
That should have sealed it there. It did for me, but
yeah.
Apparently not for people.
2010. Yeah, man. Can I get a multiple choice here?
Think superhero movies.
Oh,
they started being really big.
Chris. One of the other two, Hemsworth.
Yes.
Really?
Chris Hemsworth, 2014.
Okay. Robert Downey Jr. Did he ever make the list?
Nope.
Still thinking superheroes?
Let's see. 2010 has been in a superhero movie. 11 superhero movie.
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck was 2002.
Okay.
He's going to be in a superhero movie.
What about the Man of Steel?
Henry Cavill?
Yeah. Really?
No.
Huh.
All right. Well, apparently you're terrible at this. So
apparently so. Like you're saying, think superhero movies. I'm like trying to think of the hotter ones.
So let me run it down here. 2010, Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
2011, Bradley Cooper. 2012.
Ooh, was that after? Which movie was that? Have been?
That was Hangover.
Okay. He wasn't. He was better looking in what's the one where he's taking all the pills? Or
what's that movie called? Mindfuck. I'm really smart. Leap, mind leap.
It's there. It's on the tip of your tongue.
Leftover.
Limitless.
Limitless.
Yeah. See, I would have thought that because that was 2011.
So not Mindfuck.
No.
Yeah,
Wait, what year was it? What year was he?
Bradley Cooper? 2011.
Oh, yeah, that was
2012, Channing Tatum.
Okay.
I think that was 21 Jump Street time. Magic Mike time.
Yeah.
2013, Adam Levine, Maroon 5. 2014, Hemsworth, talked about. 2015, David Beckham.
Okay.
2016, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Really? Okay.
2017, Blake Shelton. 2018, my man Idris Elba. And then 2019, John Legend. And then just last year, 2020, Michael B. Jordan.
Okay. What? So, why did they feel like they should wait on him being for till 2021?
Because of his penis pic.
Give it a little time for like the.
Give it a little time for the penis to settle down. You know?
Take a whole year though. That's impressive.
It's Chris Evans. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So back to the Eternals.
Yes.
And I'll keep this spoiler free because you haven't seen it yet.
Not for our listeners, but I appreciate that it's just for me.
Screw the listeners. The Eternals introduces 4 major characters in its mid-credit and post-credit scenes.
More characters than the 10 that they already introduced?
Yeah.
Damn, alright.
Between its mid-credit and post-credit scenes, Eternals introduces 4 major characters that are set to have a massive impact on the MCU Phase 4. Eternals is set to do a lot of heavy lifting for the future of the MCU. For starters, it elevates and evolves the tone and scope of Marvel movies, being far more mature and adult than what's come before, such as including a sex scene. That's right, there's a sex scene in Eternals.
Okay. Sold. I'll go out and watch it today.
And a character giving the middle finger.
What?
Iron Man never flipped off somebody? That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever did.
Rocket?
Yeah, it seemed like one of the Guardians would have.
One of the Guardians did. He flipped him off, but it was like blurred out.
Star-Lord,
yeah. It was blurred out.
That's right. Along with being Marvel's most diverse cast yet, as well as actually having overt LGBTQ plus representation rather than coded queer baiting. I'm reading through, make sure I'm not hitting any spoilers here. Yeah. So basically, they're going cosmic.
Okay.
The MCU Phase 4, it seems like. They're going out into space.
Yeah.
To
explore everything that's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's bigger threats than just the ones that are happening here on Earth.
Strange New Worlds. new life, new civilizations.
Yeah. All right, Star
To
Trek.
boldly go where no superhero has gone before. But yeah, and I think I did I say before? Yeah, I said before we started recording that with 2, especially ones in the mid-credit scenes. I went,
Really?
really, really, okay, sure. But yeah, but the ones at the end that it sets up, I'm like, looking forward to that.
Okay.
That's gonna be cool. But yeah, so this movie has some reaching impact into Phase 4.
I feel like we're already in the midst of Phase 4,
We are.
right? We've already had a couple of movies that have kind of turned that direction.
I think Shang-Chi was kind of the kickoff to Phase 4.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to look back and see that movie, and that is basically the next Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
He could potentially be that character
Right.
that kind of like holds this all together. That'll be cool to see what they do with it.
Be really cool.
So speaking of superheroes, Gal Gadot is trading in her Wonder Woman lasso of truth for an evil crown. The Red Notice star is preparing to take the role of the evil queen in the Disney live-action adaptation of Snow White. They've yet to, they have a director, and now they have one of their leading ladies, but that's about it so far.
Right.
It is going to be, this is one of those nerdish, like, articles where you have to, like, filter through it all, right? It is going to and filming is expected to begin in 2022. And it looks to join the other live-action adaptations, such as Aladdin, Lion King, The Little Mermaid is currently being filmed. Yeah. And doing a side-by-side comparison, I think this is a pretty good fit.
Yeah.
Right?
She's got the look.
If it wasn't her, it would have to be Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, she'd be good.
But she has already done one of these villains, right?
She was
Maleficent.
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 There you go.
Ah, it's a a boy or anything. Like, I finally got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It'll be weird to see her as a villain. Again, like some of these choices that they're making, it's just because of their previous roles, it's difficult to see them as a villain, right? Has she done any kind of more darker films?
No. I first saw her, or first introduced to her in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Right.
But no, I don't think she's ever played an out-and-out villain before.
Death on the Nile is coming out next year. I'm looking at all of her films. Fast and the Furious, yeah, Justice League, Superman, Fast and the Furious 5. Man, she was in quite a few of them.
She was.
Fast and the Furious back in 2000. Fast and Furious back in 2009. Fast 5, yeah. Fast 6.
Yeah, Fast 6 is when she died.
Have you had a chance to check out Red Notice?
No. Is that out? Is that on Netflix yet?
It's not out on Netflix, but they did it where they dropped it in theaters for a little bit before it makes its way over to Netflix. Similar to like what they did with that zombie film.
Yeah. I'll wait for Netflix, I think.
Same.
Yeah. I'm in no hurry to see that.
Which is weird, because it's got your main man.
It's got my boy.
Yeah.
It's got
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm rushing out to see.
Oh, shit. Dwayne Johnson.
It's got 2 of the sexiest men alive from last decade.
Yeah. And do they also do a Sexiest Woman Alive?
No.
Why not?
Because that would be deemed as sexist. I know. It's a double standard.
Right.
I know.
Well, okay, then just like what they've done similar to like Actor, where it's just it's all encompassing. they're an actor.
Mhm.
Why don't they do that? Kind of like transition it into, it could either
Sexiest
be
person.
sexiest person. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. She'd make the list for sure.
I'm surprised Sexiest Man Alive is still going. Like, I'm surprised PC culture hasn't shut that down.
Maybe they will. 2022.
They'll shut it down right before they announced that it was Robert Pattinson. Like, damn it!
We were gonna win. I don't know what we'd win, but there should be money. There's probably a thing in Vegas, right?
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. You can bet on everything somewhere.
You honestly can. Did I ever tell you about the Tiger Woods? That his son, he's like 12 or so, and he's already playing golf, and he's phenomenal at it.
Really?
There's actually, in Vegas, you can bet on him. It was like 200 and something, 58 to 1 odds that he'll win a Masters before he reaches 25 years old.
Really?
Tiger won his first Masters when he was like 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
So, this kid, like, if he chooses to, like, that, and that's the big if, he could potentially not go the direction that Tiger Woods did with golfing, although he's already, like, made eagles and birdies and shit. Like, he's really good, because he played in a couple of competitions with his dad. But yeah, if you were to place, you'd win like $250,000 or something if you were to place it like $100 bet on him, like now. But I'm sure they probably got, like, you can bet on Sexiest Man Alive as well.
Well, and the talent doesn't always like transition from generation to generation. I mean, Michael Jordan has kids that have played basketball, and have you heard anything from them? No.
LeBron's kids, one of his boys is just doing really well. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like, they just kind of fizzle out.
Yeah.
John Stockton, his son, was a point guard as well,
Right.
and went to Gonzaga,
Right.
but nothing transitioned. Oh, it was 825 to 1
Oh.
that he'll win a major by the time that he reaches 25.
Wow.
That's some pressure there for
Yeah,
sure.
it is. Charlie Woods. Huh.
Place $100 on it, let it ride.
And completely forget about it.
See, and that would be my one issue.
A
Is I'm
decade
not
from
sure.
now, you get like $800,000.
It'd be a nice little chunk of change.
It'd be a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. All right. And let's get to our Revs and Recs. So, you and I had a little bit of a field trip.
Yeah.
This week. Went and saw Last Night in Soho. I think it was, when did we see it? Wednesday?
Yes. Yeah. You sent me a text
or Tuesday.
earlier. Oh, it was
'Cause you were
Tuesday. It
off.
was Tuesday. Yeah. You'd sent me a text, and it was like $5.
Yeah.
Right, to go sit in the luxury seats.
Yep. So yeah, we went and did that. And what were your thoughts on this film?
So, breaking down the plot, for starters, it's a aspiring fashion designer.
Mm-hmm.
She makes her way, like, takes place in the 60s.
Well, some of it does.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So it's from modern times to the 60s, kind of back and forth, this whole film. But yeah, she gets this position to make it big, and you were saying it was kind of like reminiscent of like Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, it's basically The Sixth Sense meets Devil Wears Prada.
Right. She does have some past with her mother, and her mother was kind of like schizophrenic and killed herself.
Yeah.
So she's definitely got some issues. Her grandmother constantly brings up just like, hey, are you still seeing your mom? And she's like, no, Mom, I haven't seen her in a while. We're better now.
Mm-hmm.
We're much better now. But yeah, she makes her way into the fashion industry, and then she has this gift, if you want to call it that,
where, like Sixth Sense, she can see dead people.
Right.
But because she moves to London and ends up staying, she originally ends up staying with this group of girls, but she doesn't fit in at all.
No.
Which I was like painfully like, that was me in high school.
Right. Watching these other kids like say your rude shit, like to your face or right next to you.
Yeah. Like being super awkward in a group, like at a party, like that was me.
Put on your headphones, listen to the Beatles, and like
fall
wrap
asleep
yourself
in the corner. Yeah,
with a
that
blanket.
was me. That was me.
All right.
Still is me. So she ends up moving by herself in this flat that this lady owns. And instead of just seeing dead people, she ends up being able to transport into the body of this girl who lived back in the 1960s.
Right.
That was living in this same room.
Yeah.
And so basically she's following her life and trying to, figure out this mystery, this murder mystery, essentially.
Which is crazy because they do such a good job with transitioning between reality and the past.
Oh, there's some great shots in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Where you see her, Anya Taylor-Joy, who's the gal from the 60s, but you see just quickly her reflection, and it's the other girl.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really subtle, but it's really cool.
Even when she's like just looking out the window, right? You kind of see like her reflection is the other girl. Like, oh man, that's pretty spot on. Although there was one thing, I sent you a TikTok, I don't know if you saw that one or not, where the gentleman that takes her jacket, it was Rod and Fred, the Weasley twins?
The Weasley twins.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering about that because they had
like the same
scene,
guy. Yeah.
But it's supposed to be a mirror, and I was thinking, I wonder if they did that digitally or if that was a practical effect.
Right.
Turns out it was a practical effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just had them like sync up perfectly in it. Yeah. Yeah, it was Fred and George. That was cool. So the cast, Anya Taylor-Joy as Sandy.
The Queen's Gambit.
Mm-hmm. Thomasin McKenzie as Eloise. Matt Smith as Jack. Diana Rigg as Miss Collins. Who I didn't realize, Diana Rigg, that was Lady Tyrell from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That was the last thing she ever did before she passed. Also stars Terrence Stamp as Lindsay, and a bunch of other people you've never heard of. I really liked it, simply on the fact that it wasn't a remake.
Right.
They
were trying something completely new.
It was an original story. It was really... It's Edgar Wright, so he makes really cool-looking movies.
Yes.
Like, the way he shoots it is very...
Cinematically...
Yeah, very cinematic.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Very intricate, what he does.
Oh, I love, like, even when she's in her bedroom, she's got this light from a sign that's outside of her bedroom that's changing colors. Yeah. And I love, like, the different, like, colors that were, like, being shown on her face, And
it was changing to the beat of the soundtrack, too.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that I love. And so from that, I really liked it.
See, I loved the first half of this film.
Second half.
No, maybe the first 2/3.
The last third falls apart.
It does.
You're right.
Unfortunately.
The climax kind of like, really? Like, it gets really like, we've seen this before.
We have.
Like, in every murder mystery, when the killer's revealed, like, you've seen this before.
You have.
And it was, it was nothing special.
No. I feel like they could have done so much more. And it also took so damn long time, like, such a long time for her to, like, no spoilers, with the stairs.
Yes.
And even, like, making her way to the bedroom.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck? This is like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you could have killed her 38 times.
Yeah.
At this point.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
What did you think of... See, I thought the girls did a fantastic job.
They did.
What did you think of Matt Smith as Jack?
I liked him. I liked him as kind of the Weasley Like you,
Like,
he played it. He played it well. As like you think he's good, but there's something there.
Right.
Like you don't fully trust him.
No.
And I like that. No, he did a good job.
I even think, like, I liked where he got her into showbiz to begin with, and then all of a sudden he starts turning.
Yeah.
Like, when she's running down the hallway and she's seeing those wind-up doll girls, like, doing drugs and pleasuring other people and stuff. I'm like, fuck, this is a dark, shady world.
Yes.
Like, it turned. But it was really cool, and visually it was really impressive.
Yeah.
I think I will definitely go back and, like, watch this movie again. I think, once it actually, like, drops on Netflix or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you like a good murder mystery, if you like 60s music, which I do.
The soundtrack was fantastic.
Yeah, soundtrack was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you like Edgar Wright, I mean, definitely go see this movie. The acting's really good, especially the two main girls.
The boy, John, that dude puts up with a lot.
Yes. Like, yeah, the first time...
The love interest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first date where she freaks out and be like, peace out.
Yeah. Like, it's understandable because she's seen some trippy-ass shit.
Sure.
But still, I'd be like, yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah,
or even
fine.
when she's like, goes with the scissors.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have been like... After stopping that, be like, okay, well, yep, I'm leaving you. Not, hey, I got a car you can use.
The power of the poontang can be very strong.
This is true.
You can put up with a lot of crazy. Trust me.
Oh man. Out of 5 scissors,
I'm in a 3.
I think I am as well. I feel like the visuals and the first 2 halves held it up enough that I could, forgive some of the other shortcomings.
Forgive that last third. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really entertaining film. And like I said, it's an original film. But yeah, that last third just kind of falls apart there.
See, I would have been probably at like a 4.5 had they done something really cool and ended it really well.
Sure.
But I think, that kind of drops it down a point and a half.
Like if somehow she got stuck back in the 60s because she loved the 60s so much.
Right.
And she said she always wanted to live there, so maybe at the end she got stuck back there.
Or they like swap places kind of a deal.
Like that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
But no.
No.
Went the classic horror ending, but okay.
It was really generic, Halloween-esque.
Yes.
Yeah.
Halloween-esque, Nightmare, Friday the 13th.
Oh, Ma? Did you see that one?
Yes.
Ma as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Another one that
we both saw.
Yeah, we both saw. The Harder They Fall. This is on Netflix. This is a Western. That I've been wanting to see for a while. It was out in theaters for a couple weeks, and I kept missing it, but I managed to see it on Netflix. So, this is the story of a guy who, as a kid, his parents get killed by this man named Rufus Buck, and so he's now on this path of revenge.
Yeah.
And on the way, he starts his own gang. He kind of becomes an outlaw himself. And that's pretty much it. It's a classic Western revenge tale. The cool thing about this film, though, is it's pretty much entirely an African-American cast.
Yes.
And
it's a stacked cast.
A great cast, yes. Yeah. You have Jonathan Majors as Nat Love. You'll know him as he was at the end of the Loki Disney Plus series. It has Zazie Beetz, who was in Deadpool. My man Idris Elba again. Damon Wayans Jr. pops up in this. Lakeith
Lakeith
Stanfield.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll remember him from Judas and the Black Messiah. What was it? Sorry to Bother You and Atlanta. Oh, he was also in Get Out. That's why I remember him also in like Fargo. The dude plays like a really I like him a lot.
Yeah, Regina King is also in this. Yeah, the cast is incredible.
Yes.
And if you like westerns, I think you'll like this, but they do speak very modern.
Yes.
And the soundtrack is very modern.
Yeah.
The soundtrack fits well with the movie because I think the director also did the soundtrack, and so like the entire thing was his vision. So it fits up well, but you know, it's not like your classic Western soundtrack.
No, I'm trying to think of a good comparison. I know I want to throw Django in the mix, and because it also had like a hint of V for Vendetta. It was kind of stylized.
It felt very Tarantino.
It did, yeah.
It really did. Yeah, it is violent.
It's kind of a revenge story.
Yeah, it's a revenge story.
Right.
So there's a lot of killing, a lot of blood. But like I said, if you like a good old fashioned Western, you'll probably like this.
Yeah, it's like a modern Western.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's modern. It's a modern Western, but it takes place back in the 1860s or 1880s.
Right.
Yeah.
Out of 5, Golden Guns?
I'm giving it.
I think I'm at like a 2.5, I believe.
That's just what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
2.5.
It's kind of like split in the middle. Mm-hmm. It was pretty decent. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I would have liked it better if the lingo wasn't modern, but I say that, and at the same time, Maverick is one of my favorite movies, and it's a Western, and it sometimes has modern dialogue.
Right.
So I don't know. That was just like the main thing that stood out to me.
It kind of took you out of it being an aged Western.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're trying to see through the past, where they've got like these type of weapons, and they're going around to different saloons and bars and robbing. That conductor though, he was stupid as shit to stop that train. I would have just kept going, rolled over him.
Yeah,
kept going. Because he jumps out and gets shot in the face.
Yeah, it's a woman on a horse. So I mean, either she's gonna move if she's smart, or she's gonna get run down.
Yeah, but like he happened to stop.
Yeah, he stopped. Which I know a little about locomotive like that. It would take more than that length to stop.
Yeah, that was less than 100 yards. Yeah, that was.
I think trains take like at least a good mile or so to stop.
Oh, for sure. And if you knew that you had that many people on there and the contents you were carrying. Yeah, you just keep going.
Yeah,
you don't stop at all.
You plow her down.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to Eternals. I saw. Yes. I'll keep this spoiler free.
Okay.
So the Eternals it's about a group of ancient immortal superheroes. And we talked about them before, so I don't really need to run down who they are. And they find out that the reason, essentially, that they're... That's too much for spoiler 2. They find out the reason that they're on Earth isn't the reason they thought.
Right.
And so they're trying to change that, and that's where the problems come in. Again,
it's difficult with this film not to spoil anything, right?
Here's what I liked about this film. Now I'll get into things I didn't like. I liked that these are superheroes that I never really knew.
Yeah. It
And
gave
so,
you a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibes.
I didn't have any preconceived notions, you know, like Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Spider-Man. I know all those guys.
Yes.
And so it was cool to see how these characters were handled, and it was cool to see kind of the new powers that we really haven't seen in the MCU before. That was cool. It was also cool that because they're immortal, there were scenes that took place like 5,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago.
Right. They could jump around.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And that was cool.
They've seen it all.
Yeah. And that's the other thing that I liked. I liked the quiet moments where they were talking philosophically about, you know, what they've seen in their relationship to mankind and stuff like that. I like that more than like the big action scenes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, to me, the action scenes were kind of cookie cutter MCU at this point.
Yeah.
It's like, it's nothing we haven't seen before, you know?
Right.
Superheroes fighting big CGI monsters.
Yeah.
Nothing new there. But no, it was cool to see that, or to hear what characters who have lived essentially forever, what they would talk about.
What their thoughts were.
Yeah, what their thoughts are.
They probably had some like favorite times in history as well.
Yeah. And it was cool to see that because they've been through history, that basically modern mythology or ancient mythology like Greek and Romans and everything were led to believe that that was all based off of these people.
Okay.
I mean, the guy's name is Icarus.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, as I said, it stars Angelina Jolie, Kit Harington, Richard Madden, Gemma Chan, Selma Hayek, Don Lee, Kumail Nanjiani, a bunch of other people that you've never heard of. The things I didn't like, you can't try to introduce so many characters and then expect us to care about them.
Right.
Like, it would have been better, like, the first half hour, it was focusing on these two characters. Now, if you just would have done that, and then maybe at the end meet a couple others,
right,
and then you could build it from, you know, the sequel to sequel, that would have been fine. But if you're going to introduce so many and then put them in peril, you're like, I don't care what happens to these people. And that was my main problem with it. There were just so many people to keep track of.
Right.
So yeah, that was my main problem. And I think that's what a lot of the reviews have been talking about. And I think that's maybe why it has such a low score on IMDb or on Rotten Tomatoes. And so when you ask me, you know, if that was fair, I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Geesh.
Because honestly, it's okay. It's fine. It has some cool moments, has some cool visuals, but it's not going to be an MCU movie that gets remembered.
At all.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can kind of like. Well, the only problem is they're launching from this.
I know.
This is a big pivotal point, and for it to get such low reviews.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Which is weird because, like, we've always said, like, for years, we've been like, prove us wrong. You know, the MCU can do no wrong. And we've seen a couple of, like, falls.
This isn't going to be a complete failure or anything.
Right.
I'm sure the movie's going to do well.
Oh, yeah. There's not many to choose from out right now.
But it reminds me of, like, Thor 2. Thor the Dark World.
Yeah.
Like, you're just doing way too much, and it just felt a little joyless. You know?
Which is unfortunate to say about, like you. I almost feel like you're talking about a DC movie here.
How I felt like. There were a few moments where I was like, because their powers, I'm like, that's That's what Justice League could have been. You know, if they had people that cared.
Right.
Because the way they use their powers is really cool. And like I said, visually it's really cool, but
I think we'll get the
better.
Zack Snyder Immortals cut. Think we'll get a different cut?
No. I doubt it.
Like, we don't make mistakes. We just continue on.
So, did I already say out of something?
No.
No, okay. Out of 5 deviants, I'm like a 2.
Oof.
Honestly.
Ouch.
Yeah. Which kind of sucks because, you know, this was supposed to be kind of their big team movie.
Right.
You know? Like, now we no longer have the Avengers. It's like, okay, well, now we have these guys. And now you're like, yeah, do we, though? Do we have these guys? Yeah. All right. That's going to do it for this episode, kids. So if you want to hear all of our other episodes and our DLCs and all of our extra content, you can go to patreon.com/worldwarg. If you want to listen to just our episodes, you can go to worldwarg.podbean.com or wherever you get your podcasts. On social media, we're at facebook.com/worldwarg. We're also on Instagram and TikTok. If you'd like to get any merchandise of ours, you can go to tpublic.com or just put in World War G in the search line and hit shopping, and you'll find our stuff. You can also email us anytime,
day or night,
at worldwargpod@gmail.com. So it's been World War G. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends. That's it.